Hey, I'm Terrence with Blvd magazine, and we're here with Brantley Gilbert to get some behind-the-scenes discussion about his life as a musician and maybe some about his personal style. So we'll get right into it. So first off, you shot a music video last month for your song "Kick It in Sticks."
Yes, we did.
Locally in the Athens area. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
It was raining, it was cold, it was an all-day thing. I know you guys showed up to interview us, and man, there was so much going on. You saw how busy it was. But
Yeah.
it was a really cool experience. It was definitely, it turned out as a good product also. You guys got to see.
How was it feeling being the star behind the camera for once?
Weird. You know, I mean, you know, I've watched music videos a lot on television. I never really thought I'd be that guy. So I didn't know really what role to play. All I know is how to be me. So I guess it was different.
So your second album is entitled "Halfway to Heaven" and it's coming out next month. So did you approach the development of this album differently than the first? And can your fans expect to hear a different side to Brantley?
Well, it really, you know, the first album was written, it's a theme that tells a story. Really from, I guess, a little bit before, you know, times in high school, and from the time I graduated in the first year in college is when I wrote it. And this next one, you know, it's been 6 years since we actually released the first one on a grassroots level. And you know, there was a lot of material to cover. I'd written a lot of songs. We turned in 192 on my schedule later, one in Chapel. So picking through all of those and still having it tell a story, we really, the focus was, you know, I wanted to tell the next chapter of my life with the next one. We got pushed back, and we, you know, trying to cover 6 years, you know, since the last one picked the story up and progress it was actually a really pretty challenging thing. We didn't really target a market. We didn't target a country market. We didn't target a southern rock market. I wrote with some different people in Nashville, and the first record was written entirely, you know, I wrote the whole thing by myself. And co-writing this next album, you know, of course you can imagine how other influences come in and change your style, but I really feel like every song on this new album stands by itself. It's its own animal, and I was really proud of that too, because it really shows a little bit of diversity in what we do.
How did you come up with the title, "Halfway to Heaven"?
Well, I guess the overall theme for this album was covering those 6 years and picking up where the other one left off. I had a car wreck that, you know, there's a big story behind it. I guess
I've read about it.
We'll leave that
I've read
alone.
about it.
But, you know, that was kind of a pivotal moment in my life, and I felt like where the last CD left off, I tried to talk during the first half of the album and put songs on there that pertain to that chapter of my life. And that wreck was kind of the halfway point, and you know, it was really, I shouldn't have made it out of there, and I felt like I had a new start. And then the second half of the album really picks up based on that theme, carries it out. There's 12 tracks on the album, and "Halfway to Heaven" is number 6.
Okay.
But yeah, that song's actually about the wreck itself.
So I want to take it back to the beginning, I guess, where it started for you. When did you decide to pick up a guitar?
Man, one with strings on it, or one of the little play ones? Because when I was like 3, I'll be honest, I used to put on my own little concert. I had like a Chester doors thing in the middle of the floor and a mirror, and I thought I was a rock star at 3.
Okay.
So I guess it started back then, there and in the shower, and I was horrible. Oh my gosh, I was horrible. But I tried. The singing thing was always real fun to do as long as nobody was watching.
Let's just talk about your own little personal style, because like you said, you have a lot of unique stuff going on here. When you wake up in the day, what makes you decide what you throw on?
Usually, I'm so exhausted by the time I go to bed that I whatever blue jeans I was wearing the day before, I lay them right up against the bed. It depends on how much of a hurry I'm in. If I wake up late and I've got to go right then, I'll usually just throw on the ones I had the night before and run with it. You know, as bad as that sounds, but usually what I wear on stage or what I'm wearing here today is actually, I mean, it's an everyday thing.
Well, you're saying that you do like to do some vintage shopping, so what are some stores that I guess you go to every now and then?
Oh man, Salvation Army. I'm telling you, you find the coolest things in the world that people just throw away. Like, I found a shirt the other day that was like a throwback Superman shirt, like back when he still changed in a telephone booth and not, you know, an upscale hotel room or something. And I had to have that shirt. I was really excited about that.
So what other things do you do if you're not songwriting or playing a show out on tour?
riding my bike, really. Our bike shop pretty much like my second home. I either spend time there with my mom, who's my neighbor, and my dad, and my little brother. Really just try to spend time around my family.
Yeah.
And,
so what are some spots that are your favorites in Athens?
Oh, yeah, as far as like nightlife or
anything, nightlife, restaurant.
Well, one of them, Cold on Fire, man, I gotta say that the Georgia Theater was probably one of my favorite places to be. Just the whole, every time I walked in that place, it felt like home. The first time I ever played in Athens was a place called Tasty World, right there on the corner.
Yeah.
You know, it was actually packed out. I couldn't believe it. I was playing with Corey, opening up for Corey Smith.
Okay.
Also at the time, a lot of my friends there. That was a real cool place to play. But now, you know, we've our friend base has really grown significantly. Since the Georgia Theater burned down, we actually played a show at the 40 Watt. They gave us a shot to come down there and play. And man, it was a blast. We had a lot of fun. Everybody there was, real professional, took care of us really well. And it was a great crowd, just a great time. Real, just the whole environment, the whole vibe of that room was really cool. So I'd have to say the 40 Watt.
All right. So do you have any pre-show rituals that you can tell us about? It's not going to get you in trouble.
That aren't going to get me in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually, as a group, the majority of the time, unless it's absolutely hectic and we can't get around to it, we try to make a point. We all kind of join hands, the whole group, sound guys, everything, join hands and pray before a show. And I try to give myself a little personal time, actually, by myself to do a little prayer in. And usually it has a lot to do with forgiving me of my sins and please don't let me forget the words. And then take me home soon because I miss my mama. But,
there you go. I heard that they're doing a rock documentary at the Georgia Theater, I guess pretty much trying to display the importance of the theater to the music industry. And I heard that you are having some partake in that. Could you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, we're actually taking all the footage that we've had and any pictures or video that we've taken at the Georgia Theater doing our shows there and donating them to that cause, things like that. My friend Will Green, the owner and manager down there, is a good friend of mine. We've spoken to him about doing some other things. My manager is also involved with quite a few people over there. That, everybody in Athens, I feel like, had a little bit of an emotional connection, or just just an experience that made them hold on to it. So I know of a lot of people that are doing a lot of things. We're throwing in a hand anywhere we can fit it. So.
All right, brother. Well, thank you for your time. Thanks for letting me interview you and taking some of your day out to come here and talk with us.
Definitely,
man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, man. It was definitely an honor. Definitely an honor. I love me some Athens Boulevard. I'm a new fan.
For some more photos and video coverage, check out athensblvd.com. So I'm done interrogating you, man. I want to thank you for your time.
I couldn't say that.